How does UNCLOS define maritime zones in the Arctic? Have you ever wondered how countries in the Arctic manage their waters and resources? The answer lies in the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, often referred to as UNCLOS. This agreement plays a key role in defining maritime zones, not just globally, but specifically in the Arctic region. Understanding these zones is essential for resource management, environmental protection, and navigation in this unique area. Let's break down the basic concepts of maritime zones as defined by UNCLOS. First, we have internal waters. These are the waters located on the landward side of a country's baseline. The coastal state has full sovereignty over these waters. Next is the territorial sea, which extends up to 12 nautical miles from the baseline. In this area, the coastal state has sovereignty, allowing it to regulate navigation and resource extraction. Beyond the territorial sea, we find the contiguous zone, which extends up to 24 nautical miles from the baseline. Here, coastal states can enforce laws related to customs, immigration, and environmental protection. The exclusive economic zone, or EEZ, extends up to 200 nautical miles from the baseline. Within this zone, coastal states have rights to exploit natural resources, including fish and oil. The continental shelf is another important zone. It extends beyond the EEZ and includes the seabed and subsoil where the coastal state has rights to explore and exploit natural resources. Then we have the high seas, which are areas beyond national jurisdiction. In these waters, all states have the right to freedom of navigation and overflight. Lastly, there is the area, which refers to the seabed and ocean floor beyond national jurisdiction, managed by the International Seabed Authority. In the Arctic, these maritime zones take on special significance. The Arctic Ocean is bordered by 5 coastal states: the United States, Canada, Russia, Norway, and Denmark via Greenland. Each of these countries has its own exclusive economic zone and continental shelf claims. The application of UNCLOS in the Arctic is complicated by climate change, which affects ice cover and access to certain areas. One important aspect of UNCLOS in the Arctic is Article 234. This article allows coastal states to adopt special laws for ice-covered areas within their exclusive economic zones to prevent pollution. This is especially relevant in the Arctic, where environmental protection is a top priority. Boundary disputes are also a significant issue in the Arctic. As countries seek to clarify their rights and responsibilities, maritime boundary delimitation becomes increasingly important. The unique environment of the Arctic requires careful management to balance economic development with environmental protection. Agreements like the prohibition on commercial fishing in international Arctic waters reflected this need for balance. In summary, UNCLOS provides a framework for managing maritime zones in the Arctic. It ensures that resource exploitation and environmental protection are handled with international cooperation and legal clarity. Understanding these zones is vital for anyone interested in the politics and law of polar regions.